And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth. Centered around your real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, business broker, and so much more. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show with over 80 show partners now that are all have a number one goal to help educate, entertain, enlighten, and most importantly, engage in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, I want you to pull out your smartphone and save our consumer advocate hotline number in your phone. It's 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894.
Baby, don't forget my number.
Don't forget our number because at some point you may need it. Also, we want you to bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. Bookmark our website, blog site, a plethora of information available at realestateradiotampa.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, see all of our listings from Platinum MVP Realty, as well as watch the live stream from the show. So as you're listening to this air, you can also watch the live stream and see our show live on air at WeBeam TV or from our website, realestateradiotampa.com. Just click on the live stream link, and you'll see all the expert contributors that we have here in studio. And I don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work, this show's for you. We want to help you win in any marketplace, and we want to go ahead and plug our sponsors here. We got Back In Health Massage. I want to give a shout out to Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist here in Tampa Bay, helping people with neck, back, hip, shoulder, leg and back pain feel better. Shout out to Michael Vogt, Back In Health Massage, top 10 massage services in Tampa Bay, as voted by the readers of the Tampa Bay Business Journal's Best in the Biz Awards. Want to give a big shout out to Michael Vogt. Does a great job giving me massages each week. He's also doing some stretching as well, some active isolation stretching, taking care of this old football player body that we have here, old USF football player, former player on the inaugural team at USF. And also, part two of my health team is Ray Milton with Ray's Vegan Soul. Cooks these awesome meals for me. Take them in my vehicle, take them to appointments. I have them here at the radio station with me as well. Ray's Vegan Soul on Facebook. Check him out, where I'll hit you with the flavor. That's his tagline. So big shout out to my health team. You know, what else do you have in this world if you don't have your health? So it's so important. So let's go around the horn here, make our introductions. Back in studio, we got Abe. He's the owner of Total Title Solutions. Welcome back in, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be back. Thanks for having us.
Hey, my pleasure. Also have an awesome restaurant called Abe's Place here in Tampa Bay.
That's right. Proud of it. I love that place.
Excellent. Yes. And also in studio, James Lascano, back in studio, Transworld Business Advisors. He's our business broker partner on the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Welcome back.
Hey, great to be back, Brandon. I'm happy to have come back and looking forward to a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be a good one. We're going to talk about how you can build up your legacy if you're self-employed out there. You've got your own business and you want to potentially, sell that business one day. We're going to jump into some strategies on how you can prepare for that sale. Also, if you're looking to buy a business, maybe you've transferred from California to Florida, getting away from those high state income taxes and things of that nature. You come into Florida, you're able to buy a new business. You're set up. You're going, full steam ahead, buying a business through James here, our business broker partner with the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Before we jump into this great content, I want to touch on a couple of hot listings. I just listed a hot new property here in West Chase. Actually, West Chase was just voted one of the best family-friendly communities in the United States.
Yes, that's right.
That was really cool to see that. So here we are, one of the most family-friendly subdivisions in the United States. So much to do: tennis, pool, jogging paths, golfing. So much to do. I've got a property here at 9802 Wood Bay Drive in Tampa. This is a beautiful property, 9802 Wood Bay Drive. Plenty of upgrades. It's a pool home, completely remodeled with all the best granites and tiles. Great buying opportunity, 1,800 square feet at 9802 Wood Bay Drive in Tampa. Also have a beach property here, beautiful buying opportunity on the Gulf of Mexico, just across the street on Gulf Boulevard. It's 13235 Gulf Boulevard, Madeira Beach, unit number 409. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath property condo-tel. So it's a great opportunity. You can use this condo as your beach, have your staycations. Again, Tampa Bay also voted as one of the top 5 staycation destinations in the United States of America, this great country we live in. 13235 Gulf Boulevard, Madeira Beach. 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo-tel. Listed at $239,000, just hit the market. Great buying opportunity. We're getting a lot of showing requests already on this beautiful condo. It's turnkey, has a pool right there. And you walk across the street and you're dipping your toes into the beautiful Gulf waters of Tampa Bay.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's bring Abe back into the conversation here. Abe, owner of Total Title, what's going on, man? What you seeing out there?
Business is picking up. People are buying it. I think this is now the buying season since school is out of session and everybody wants to move and relocate for their school districts. So I think we're seeing a huge activities in there. And what we also see in there is competing offers all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's I would say the market is jumping.
Yeah, lack of inventory is forcing a lot of people to, bid on the same home.
Refinance is coming back strongly. The interest rate has come down a bit, and we're seeing another refinance boom as well.
That's right. With the Brexit, the whole thing happening over in Europe, where I kind of joke about it sometimes. It's that the United States of America, even though our stock market went down a little bit as well, we're still the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry.
I can never attest that other than we still are the greatest country on earth, regardless really what that is.
Exactly.
And what weather the storm. Our economy is extremely strong, and I'm sorry to hear that right now with the election year that the rhetorics out there is so negative. It's not really true. I mean, it's not really true. It's
disgusting, isn't it? This 24/7 negative media cycle that we live in. We have to put up with it, but it is so negative.
And one of your biggest decision of the day sometime is what size of latte you're going to have at a Starbucks. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah. No, you're right. Absolutely. So, we haven't made, we've got an awesome, opportunity here. We live in the most affluent society in the history of mankind, and we live in the greatest city, let's say Tri-City area, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater. Let's throw Bradenton, Sarasota in the mix. Hey, we live in the greatest place on the planet to be living, working, and playing, and an opportunity to be self-employed or do whatever you want to do in this life.
Agree. I mean, the amenities alone in the Tampa Bay area, like just our sports team alone. I mean, what neighborhood has more sports professional teams than us? Right. We do have it made. I mean, in the Tampa Bay area, I would say we have it made. But in the U.S. as general, my God, we are the best at it, and I'm just sad that there's too much rhetoric on the street or we're not doing good, but we are. So the time is now to buy.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you hear these national numbers, they're looking at macro effects and they're talking about, is there a potential bubble or not, those types of things. First of all, no, there's not. There's no irrational loan programs like there used to be. We're seeing, steady appreciation year over year. Matter of fact, if you're a seller out there on the fence of potentially selling, I want to do this for you because you may be kind of thinking, hey, I might sell. I've heard this real estate quarterback guy talking about, lack of inventory. I might potentially want to sell. Why don't we do this then? Let's go ahead and offer a free comparable market analysis for the first 3 people who send us a text message to our hotline. All you have to do is text the word value to 813-917-1894, and we're going to give you a free appraisal on your home. Basically the same thing. You pay $500 for a full-blown appraisal. We're going to give you a free comparable market analysis, essentially the same data. Find out what your neighbors are doing, what's for kind of foreclosures activities in your neighborhood. Find out what the appreciation level, and most importantly for you, find out what your home is valued at. That way you can make an informed decision, an intelligent decision. Maybe it's a good time to move closer to the beach, closer to work, whatever it might be. Move up, move down, move to that single-story ranch-style home versus an up-and-down type scenario where you're going up and down. So text value to 813-917-1894. First 3 listeners, we're going to give that to you.
Brandon, we can add to that also as well to your service. Let's also do a prelim search on your home as well.
Okay.
You send the appraisal, we'll send the prelim search. We'll know exactly what needed to be cleared up before we start the transaction, and the house will sell a lot quicker if we have all that information ahead of time. And of course, it will be perfectly listed price, so it should be able to sell.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's great for those potential investors out there. They might be looking at a potential transaction. They may look to buy something. We hear it a lot of times, and I think you may have spoke about it last time on the show about, buying from the courthouse steps. If you don't look at every single lien, You're setting yourself up.
Yes, there is some horror story. If we have the time, maybe after the round, after we go to James, I could talk about it. But there is a lot of horror story about buying from there if you don't really do your homework.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a quick one. We have one recently that the gentleman that bought it really doesn't own it. We're selling it. He decided to sell it, and he's got a good penny for it. But then we did our work, and it's like, you technically don't own it.
Yeah.
So it was really a shocker for him. Came in the wee hours. So please do your homework.
Yeah.
Call us. Call you. We'll clear it up for you.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into that more from Abe from Total Title Solutions and Abe's Place, great restaurant here in Tampa Bay, as well as James Lascano, our business broker partner here in studio, expert contributor, talking about how you can take your business and potentially get it ready to sell for top dollar, or maybe you're looking to buy a business. So stay with us. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Brandon Rhymes, your host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, and I'm also the owner of Platinum MVP Realty, a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, Tampa Bay Business Journal, The Tribune, multiple times recognized for innovations with marketing, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And that's what it's all about. It's all about making money, making profit on the sale of your property. That way you can apply it to your new home, wherever you might be moving to. Maybe you want to put that money into your retirement plan, potentially look at an IRA account with Scott Maurer, Advance IRA, or our smart money coach, Michael Lysenko. He's our safe money coach. Let's go to the phones here. We've got William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, on the phones. And we know that identity theft is so prevalent out there. Let's go ahead and bring William Crowley into the conversation. Hey, William, you there, sir?
Yeah, buddy, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, credit is one of those things people often overlook it. They wait to the last minute before they start a transaction. What kind of words of advice you have for our listeners out there?
Well, definitely, people should take a look at their credit even before they go to the lenders. And if you have any negative issues on there, anything from inquiries all the way up to bankruptcy, tax liens, judgments, whatever, then address that information. And don't feel bad because, everybody's had their ups and downs in the market. I can understand that. I'm here to help people bail people out of the contradictions that they put themselves in from a financial standpoint and get you prepared prior to going to see the lenders. Nevertheless, if you do go out to see the lenders, then I'm here for the lenders as well. I work with everybody on the Real Estate Quarterback Show and trying to help them to be provided with qualified buyers. But nevertheless, the credit reporting agencies are breaking the law. Just remember that. They are breaking the law according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act by putting this information on your credit report without verifying it with you. They may have verified it with the lender that they received the information from, but they haven't verified it from you. So let's get these credit reports cleaned up, and let's go to the lenders, not waste the lenders' time in trying to become credit repair experts when their job is to sell you the property or get you approved for the loans.
Yeah, no, it's so important. It's so important to look at that. We think about our society. There's no credit police. We weren't taught credit in school. There's no finance 101 class taught in high school or credit 101 class in high school. And actually, we got James Lascano, our business broker, here in studio. He had a question, I believe, for William.
Hey, William, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, pretty good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I had a quick question. Recently, I went ahead and I checked on my credit just for something that I needed to do, and my credit dropped a little bit, and it was because I didn't have enough accounts opened. It has nothing to do with my my credit's excellent, but I saw that and I said, wait a minute. They told me the reason is because everything in your credit was excellent, but you closed accounts, and they said that may have affected it. And I wanted to ask you about that because isn't that like a double-edged sword?
Well, it is, but I tell people if you're going to apply for credit out there, you want to keep lines of credit open. Instead of paying those credit cards off or closing those accounts, pay them down to at least 30% or less, and that will help to raise the score. But if you close it out, then that's not a open revolving trade line that the FICO system can score you on. So when you zero it out or close it, it's not an active open account, so it doesn't actually contribute to your score.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Instead of closing them, pay them down.
Yeah, it's interesting when you think about credit. I also hear, I've had so many inquiries. I don't want you to pull my credit. The inquiries could add up. It's really the number one thing is, do you pay your bills on time? And then secondly is, what kind of diversification do you have in those? They want to see revolving accounts. They want to see installment accounts. And they want, like you said as well, they want to see the length of time that you've had them. So when you close out those accounts that you've had for many, many years, you're sometimes negatively impacting your credit. And then, something else that happens too is people will pay off an old collection account. What you're actually doing is you're bringing that collection account to current by paying that collection account. But anyways, let's do this for the first 5 listeners. Credit is something that, it's a unique mix, and it takes an expert to really orchestrate those waters for you. So we've got William Crawley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician. He's going to offer you a free credit package for the first 5 listeners who text in. All you have to do is text the word credit to our Consumer Advocate Hotline. Text credit now to 813-917-1894. Text the word credit. First 5 listeners, we're going to give you a free credit package. It's going to teach you how to opt out of pre-screening, how to get an actual free credit report, how to reduce your chances of identity theft, and also you can sit down with William and have a consultation. He'll come out to your office or home and sit down with you as well. So if you're not a caller, you can not a texter, you can call 813-917-1894. Text our hotline, free credit package, first 5 listeners. And William, parting words of advice.
Be proactive. Be proactive. Don't wait to go to the lenders to view your credit. Look at it yourself, and I'll give you all that information when you call in for your free packet.
Awesome. Hey, have a good day, bro. Appreciate you.
Okay, buddy.
All right. And I forgot to mention, this segment is brought to you by Electric Today. Shout out to Manny Polizzi at Electric Today. They do electrical and air conditioning work in existing homes and businesses. For all your electrical and air conditioning needs, call Electric Today, 813-653-4221, 813-653-4221. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Service today without delay. Let's hang up on that line. How do we hang up on that line there, James? Okay, we got it. All right, so we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio. Beautiful South Tampa here. Sunny and 75 most of the time. We're here live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on 1250 Winds. We also have a weekend show on 102.5 The Bone. And we're back here in studio live from iHeart. So we've got Abe in studio here as well. Total Title Solutions, also the owner of Abe's Place, awesome restaurant. We're going to talk about that, as well as James Lascano. He's our expert contributor for business brokerage. He's going to help you learn how to buy and sell businesses. Also has some awesome inventory that we'll go over. So without further ado, James Lascano.
Hey, thank you very much, Brandon. I appreciate it. Well, I definitely wanted to go over a couple inventories that I have here. One of them is a beautiful, nice little retail blind store that I have in the Tampa Bay area. Clean books, owner benefits about $70,000, and he's willing to part with it for $134,000, and he's willing to take $80,000 up front, and he's willing to owner finance the remainder. So obviously, good business, something small where people can come and they want to grow themselves or just want to retire in a business that moves at a good pace.
What kind of business was that?
Blinds. They sell blinds.
For
Yeah,
homes.
Yeah, they sell blinds.
Great move. You know, the real estate market's booming. People are always remodeling. People are, housing starts are up. Great move.
And you know what's ironic about this business? You would think that this business thrives on middle to higher income homes, but in reality, the number one buyer of these businesses are mobile homes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And they told me, no, they're their biggest client because they don't have any expenses, basically. They just want to make sure that their house looks nice inside. So it was very interesting about that.
Very cool.
Yeah, another great business I have is a beautiful little mechanic shop with 4 bays. He's selling it for $160,000. He's willing actually to owner finance also. If someone comes in with $120,000, he has over $150,000 in Snap-on tools. That, again, blew my mind. I was like, wow, you have more value in your tools in business. Yeah, they can take the whole thing. I don't want to deal with it. He goes, I just want to retire. I'm ready to just, go to a beach somewhere and have a lot of Mai Tais.
And so Snap-on is the Rolex of mechanic,
Exactly.
Tools,
yeah, exactly. Another great business is I have a school that I've been talking about. This is a gem. It's for sale for $1.8 million. It nets $144. The actual return on investment is about 35%. If you were to go ahead and hire somebody to go ahead and do the whole business for you, and it's already pre-approved for financing. I mean, it's ready to go. Anybody just wants to buy it. Property's phenomenal. It's got great revenue stream, and it's a high-end private school. So it's a very it's a phenomenal listing. I know that I recently came back from South America. I was over there for personal matters, and I know some people were asking me about what the economy looks down there, and it is just. It's actually crazy the way I saw it. I mean, the stability that you try to bring over there. And by the way, in the country I was in, it's called Ecuador. They actually used the dollar, to stabilize their economy. Many years ago, a president by the name of Jamil Mawad, who's actually he's a history professor at Harvard University now. He actually decided to go ahead and dollarize the economy because their economy looked like. I don't know, like a weird looking pie chart. It just kept on going all over the place in every different direction. So by dollarizing it, they did stabilize it. What they haven't done over there is, and my continuing view on it is, they don't value the dollar like we value it here. They don't use dollars. They use coins. They use those coins that we rejected here, and they said, well, we'll use them. And I think because of that, they don't have a value of dollar. I went to a chain restaurant that's very well known here in the States, and I went there because I wanted a hamburger, and I was questioning if I could get a hamburger that would taste like it would over here. So I went to a place over there, and I ended up paying $20 for something that over here in the States would probably cost me $12.
Wow.
Yeah, at this chain restaurant, and the quality was so bad. I mean, it was the worst. Yeah, it was something that it was horrible. So, I mean, it was something to be to learn of it. That I think that they understand the model of borrowing the dollar to to basically control their economy. They just don't know how to manage it economic wise.
Well, hey, more from our experts here in studio. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. We're talking with Abe from Total Title Solutions. He's the owner of Total Title, as well as James Lascano, our expert contributor as a business broker here in Tampa Bay. So stay with us. The best is yet to come. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate, where we want to help you win in any marketplace, no matter what you're facing. We've got ways that can help you avoid the stress that you may be seeing out there in your life. You know, no matter what decision you're looking at, this country is full of commission-based advice. Everywhere you look, you got an expert talking about the best thing for you. But we want to help you avoid that commission-based advice, make you just a bit more street smart, and help you avoid a lot of that stress out there. All right, and this segment is brought to you by the Maids Cleaning Service, 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Shout out to the Maids. They are referred for a reason. And we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio, beautiful South Tampa, Florida here. And we're talking with Abe. He's the owner of Total Title Solutions. Got an awesome team over at his office there and helping with the title closings that we're doing for real estate business. Also can help you as a for sale by owner. If you're selling out there, reach out to his team. They will hold your hand throughout the process. As well as James Lascano. He's a business broker here in Tampa Bay, expert contributor on the show. Also heads up our special fundraising events and things of that nature where we're involved involved with the charitable organizations here in Tampa Bay, Children's Cancer Center, Work Done Charities, and others as well. And before we jump back into this great content, I want to touch on a couple of hot listings that we've got. I've got 2 beach park beauties here in the 33609 zip code. I've got a brand new listing. We got an open house going on as well at 4618 West Beach Park Drive in Tampa. This is in the 33609 Beach Park in beautiful South Tampa. 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 1 half bath, over 2,550 square feet. And we got to just reduce this property. Got a 2-car garage here as well. Great buying opportunity here. And we also have 414 South Royal Palm Way. Easy for me to say there. 414 South Royal Palm Way in Tampa. 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath in Beach Park. Over 4,800 square foot heated and listed at $1.195 million. Beautiful historical style home here with a large backyard. Beautiful pool at 414 South Royal Palm in beautiful Tampa Bay.
No shoes, no shirt. No problem.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to James. He was making a couple good points about his business broker company that he has, Transworld Business Advisors. Actually, a worldwide company, can help any type of business owner out there value your business. You know, that's something as a business owner. You know, are you keeping clean books? What is the value of your business? That's an interesting topic right in itself.
Definitely. And one of the most important things is, like I said, there's 3 different ways and models that we can use to value businesses. Most of the business that I evaluate are normally what we call regular street businesses, you know, like restaurants and any type of gyms, schools, so forth. Anything normally below $50 million is what we focus on. And one of the key things that we look at sometimes is we look at discretionary earnings, okay? And I was just talking to Abe earlier that he was telling me about also looking at EBITDA. And EBITDA, normally some people, when they look at EBITDA, it's basically more of an investment, where discretionary earnings, we're looking at more of someone that's going to be working the business, okay? And that's the focus on that. And adjusted EBITDA, when we go ahead and we do our adjustments and look at what the actual revenue is coming in, we look at that, the perspective of saying, look, this is something where you're going to just watch your money grow. It's completely invested. You're not going to get your hands in it. If you're going to do anything, you're going to do very minimal work.
Yep.
In comparison, where if you had discretionary earnings type of evaluation, you're going to actually be the main employee there. And that could be for smaller businesses like a store.
Yep.
If you own a small restaurant, you're going to be constantly working there. And people need to understand the differences, because both have their benefits, but they also get evaluated differently in you know, in the times value of the actual figure. So most of the businesses that I work with on Main Street, I would be told, would be normally discretionary earnings. So a working manager, a working owner is doing that. But when you start getting into the bigger businesses, like I had a listing before that was a large emergency restoration repair, and that was more looking at EBITDA, because the gentleman could substitute his own. The revenue was so high, the person could hire somebody at a fair market value and step away and still be making a lot of money.
And a mistake a lot of businesses own is that they can't do that. They can't substitute themselves out because they're so involved with a lot of the different processes with the business. So that's a mistake a lot of times business owners will make, is that they are the key person in the business. And if you remove that person without the systems in place, then that's when you lose a lot of value. Correct.
For example, the school that I spoke about earlier, that is a perfect example how we can use EBITDA, because even though it does about $144,000 net at discretionary earnings, if you were to go ahead and hire somebody to run that school and pay them a fair market value, which is about between $45,000 to maybe $50,000, you can actually be getting $95,000 of revenue without being involved in the school. And plus the school is paying for itself. That's already including if you were having a $10,000 mortgage, which includes the payment of the business and includes the payment of the building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I was saying it's a phenomenal investment, because someone can just literally walk away, have a business that's running itself, doing very well, and it would have minimal contact with you. You just have to basically make sure that the person that you have leading the business is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, very cool. You know, if you're out there, and Abe, I was about to say you bought and sold several businesses. You know, in
I
your
do.
day.
I just would like to comment about the involvement of the business. I mean, respectfully, James, people got to get involved in their business. I mean, otherwise, just go buy an index fund and watch your money grow. But I would say it's very important that you get involved when you buy a business. Now, I'm not saying that you should run them day to day. Like, I've never actually hold a day-to-day function in my businesses, but I certainly do run them and I pay attention to them.
Right.
So,
no, of course, and you're looking at it. You're looking at it from what we would say a SWOT analysis. Okay, you're looking from a 10,000 foot above, saying, hey, you know what, this is doing well, but you don't have your hands on the day to day every day. You don't make a decision like I would say in your restaurant. You don't say, well, do we need to buy extra anchovies? Do we need to get how many? 2 boxes. I mean, those are things that you have someone else doing, and that's what I talk about when we talk about EBITDA. That you don't have to do all the actual work. You can do minimal work in that sense and still let the business run as long as it's giving you the revenue that you want back into it.
You just joined us. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. We're talking with James Lascano, expert contributor here in the areas of business brokers, helping you buy or sell businesses, help you value your business, as well as Abe from Total Title Solutions. Abe's the owner of Total Title Solutions, as well as a restaurateur as well in Tampa Bay. Great points made here. And you know, if you're a business owner out there and you want to value your business, you're not sure what the value is. You know, you maybe and maybe you could just use a consultation. That's what I love about James Lascano. His approach here is that he's able to come into your business and give you almost a free consultation, something that you would pay thousands of dollars for from some other firms, where he's going to come in and say, hey, you know, you need to get the P&Ls in order, you need to get the balance sheet cleaned up, and then we can look at selling your business 6 months, 9 months down the road, maybe a year down the road. So why don't we do this for the first 5 listeners? If you're interested in a valuation or sitting down with James, let him come in and kind of give you a consultation on where you're at with your business, where you might want to be in 5, 10, 15 years from now. Let's do this for the first 5 listeners. Text the business evaluation to our hotline. Text your biz evaluation to 813-917-1894. We'll put you in touch with James and let him, you know, have a conversation with you about that. That way you get all the cards out on the table. You find out where your business may be at currently and where you want to take it whenever it comes time to retirement.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things is I am as transparent as possible when I talk to someone about their business. There's sometimes when I can help, and sometimes I'll say, look, there's nothing that I can do. Some people actually reach out to me and say, look, I want you to sell my business. Sometimes I'll have to tell them I'm not able to. The business doesn't make enough revenue for you to be able to sell it at this point. It's basically an asset value. Mm-hmm. And then it's sometimes sad to bring someone to that reality to tell them, look, you've come to this point, you just need to cut your losses. I had a recent meeting actually earlier this week with a lady who owned a barbershop, and her husband passed away 7 years, and one of the things he had asked her was, you know what, please don't let the business go for less than this amount. And I looked at her books and I said, look, you're doing really well. She was surviving. Yep. But she wasn't going ahead and doing the revenue that she needed to make to sell it for even close to what she had purchased it. But I told her, and I gave her the advice of, look, sell it if you can for the asset value that you have. Don't walk away with nothing. But think about it from this perspective. This business has fed you for 20 years. You got your money back. You've done your own thing. You've been doing it well, So don't think of it as you're losing money. Just think of it as you change your lifestyle and were able to provide for your family for this amount of time. But now, after your husband passed away, things have gone different and you didn't nurture the business as it needed to. So therefore, unfortunately, it's not worth what you want, and I'm not able to help at this point. So I told her, I just gave her the advice of, look, go ahead, and if someone comes in and wants to purchase it for this month, I would take the money and then just go live your life and enjoy your life.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. I want you to think of this show as the hub of your financial wheel. Each spoke extending out, representing another one of our over 80 show partners now, and we all want to help you win. CPAs, financial advisors, 7 or 8 different types of attorneys, solar technologies, credit improvement, so many different ways that we can help you win. Pranic Yoga and Wellness. We got our health team. So many ways that we can help you win. So stay with us. The best is yet to come. Do not touch that dial. We're going to be right back. So realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by Smart Move Moving and Storage, the official moving partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, as well as Target Surveying. They do a lot of great surveys for our real estate transactions. And shout out to Shane Price over at Target Surveying, Ricardo Bennett, the whole team. Do a great job, as well as Smart Move Moving and Storage. Give a shout out to Hannah and her team over there, Chris and Craig out there. Great job with our partners, and we're back here in studio. We're talking with Abe. He's the owner of Total Title Solutions, as well as more from James Lascano, expert business broker here in Tampa Bay. And Abe, a lot of times right now we have sellers out there that are asking too much for their properties. They think, oh wow, it's a low inventory market. There's not much inventory, but they try to overprice their home, and sometimes the appraisal comes in and
We've seen that a lot lately, to where our advice has been always price your house a market value, whatever the market bears. But we're seeing where the appraised value comes in at X amount of dollars and say, no, we want like 20% almost premium of that.
Yep.
And what they're not really seeing and not calculating is that another buyer is going to come, another appraisal is going to come, and there is no control of the appraisal. The lender doesn't even have control of the appraisal. It may appraise maybe a few percentage point above that. So my advice to them is this: don't waste your time to wait another 6 months to resell your house. You have that buyer in your hand.
Yep.
Sell the house at the appraised value, because you know what, you're never going to know. In 6 months you're going to have a pool break, maybe a refrigerator, maybe you got to put more money into it, and the most you're going to get extra 5 percentage point on that. But the flip side to that, when you are selling it at an appraised value, you're also buying another beautiful property at an appraised value.
Right.
So you're gaining both ways. So I think my advice will be is just please stay fair.
Yeah, too many times they try to squeeze so much out because the homeowners have pride in their home. They say, oh, well, I spent this much money on this and X amount of dollars on that, and I just put a new roof. Well, you're supposed to have a roof that works and it keeps the rain out.
Well, I love when somebody gives me that argument. I always say, well, can I just change my tires on my car? How much value does that bring?
Right.
I mean, I'm supposed to have tires on my car.
Great point.
So.
Yeah, great point. Great. You're supposed to have a certain amount of tread left, and especially in this rainy weather we get sometimes. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I brought a great point. When you have a buyer, you should do everything you have possible to, if you have a serious buyer, to go ahead and, get the deal done. And people sometimes don't understand that. I had recently an experience where one of my clients called me back and he told me, listen, I'll go ahead and I'll drop the price. And I told him to a price where lower than he was asking for before, and we had a buyer that was going to give him more, and he got upset, and he said, "No, I don't want to do that. I think we can get more for it." And I told him, that's a fair. What the person is offering you is a fair market value. You're overpricing the business. I sit in the same boat. I basically give an estimate, but at the end of the day, the seller makes decisions of what they want to price their business at. I give them a fair estimate. I tell them this is what its fair market value. This is what it's going to go for. But they may say, "I want $10,000 more," whatnot. And this gentleman now is saying, look, I'll take less, but I want to go. And I said, well, you should have thought about that when this buyer was here 3 months ago. Yeah. They're there. Trust me, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, nonetheless 3 months from now. And that normally what happens is they digress and they say, wow, I should have taken that at the time there was. The buyer went away and bought something else.
Emotions are involved a lot of times when it comes to real estate, your home. You're looking at monetary gains, and a lot of times it's the most valuable asset that people have. But I always think about the discipline of clear thinking. You want to think of it as slowing it down. Right? Think on paper. Make a decision on paper. Slow it down. Think on it a night or maybe 2 nights, and slow your thinking down. In the morning, I think of it. I equate it as to a bucket of silt. You get this bucket of silt and dirt, and the longer you wait. If you wait 25 minutes, the silt is going to settle at the bottom. The water's become clear. And, so many people are busy these days with iPhones and Facebook and social media. They're not able to, and again, the emotions get in the way. Thomas Edison said, thinking is the hardest of all disciplines. So, think on paper, write it all down. Write down the pros, the cons, the costs, the people involved, the assets. James, you mentioned SWOT analysis earlier. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Think on paper, write it down, and then you're going to most likely be able to make a clear decision.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that.
Yep.
If we still have time, we have time? There was another incident where I advised the seller to take it after they bought the property about exactly 2 years ago for $185. They're selling it for $260. The appraisal came in at $241. And I said, take it. It's like, well, but that's not, I said, no, that's the appraisal. Take it. I said, so they thought they were walking away, let's say, with X amount of profit. But I said, well, wait a second. You lived in that property for 2 years almost, yes. I said, so that house equal to about $1,500 worth of rent.
Right.
You lived for 2 years. That's about $25,000, $30,000. So on top of that, you actually made a lot more money. So they really, like you said earlier, you got to see it clearly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the deals will happen. And again, I will say, please be fair market value. Buy now. The interest rate is beautiful. It's really low, and you will gain the market.
Yeah, absolutely. And so another point too is that the appraisers, they're guided by certain guidelines that they have to meet. They have certain criteria that they have to look at a like comparable comp that's close within proximity. There's these reasons why they're coming in where they're coming in. Just because the owner wants more money doesn't mean he's necessarily going to get it. Great point. You lived in the house for 2 or 3 years. What about discounting that rents and adding that into the equation? That's a great point. And when you think about real estate, also, it's such a great time. We talk about it a lot on this show. Obviously, we're real estate centric here with the Real Estate Quarterback Show. By the way, we've got Abe in studio here. He's the owner of Total Title Solutions. Awesome team over there with Angela and Angie. Everybody's doing an awesome job. And also James Lascano here in Transworld Business Advisors in studio. But, think about this, too, as an investor out there. There's all this geopolitical stuff happening and things happening in Europe and in Africa. And then you look at the United States. You look at a low rate on the mortgage. You can borrow money. Where else can you put 3% into an asset and control a $500,000 asset at a very low rate? It's an insurable asset. We want you reaching out to Jeremy Wolins over at JW Assurance. He's our insurance partner. So it's an insurable asset. So you look at duplexes, triplexes, quads, great investment opportunity. And even if you want to live in one side of it, now you're living somewhere, you've got tenants paying for your roof. What other asset class can you do that?
No, exactly. You know what? As I said, on my trip abroad, one of the most interesting things was I started looking at houses over there to buy maybe a home over there as a vacation home. And I was amazed at the prices in South America. I mean, for the price that you would get something over there, it was almost equal to getting the same size home over here. And I was telling them that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why our country has such a stable economy in that sense. As we really value our dollar well. And we're like, look, why would I buy a home over there where I can get just as big or the same home size over here in an area like Tampa? I mean, it was amazing, and we really have. Overall, our country has a great economic system. We have our ups and downs like everyone else, but the dollars hold strong. And that's why every other country now is looking at us to basically continue to, manage the marketplace.
Now, James, always been.
Yeah.
Well, think about that, too. When you invest in another country, Central America, South America, for example, you're basically investing in the stabilization of that government. How many times does the government get overthrown, or you have these militias, these drug lords that are controlling certain areas? They want to come in and take your property. They could. So that's why you got to be very diligent when it comes to investing overseas.
Exactly. And you know what? I mean, over there, banks, if banks default, you lose your money. It's not like over here that you're protected from the FDIC up to a certain amount. So, I mean, like you said, the government over there dictates what happens. And over here, we have such a stable economy. We're AAA rating, AAA plus by Moody's. And, like we were talking earlier about Brexit.
Yeah.
They're now looking to us again to stable their economy, saying, look, the USS has, they understand how to do it right. Our economy stable.
Yeah, it sure is, and it's a great time to be investing in real estate. Great time to be buying properties. We got the for sale by owners out there, Abe. They want to do it on their own. You guys will hold their hands a little bit.
We do. I mean, the first advice I'll say, please hire Brandon, and come in and I help them through that one. But when they decide not to hire a real estate agent or the professional, we certainly do help them quite a bit with that.
Yeah.
It is a tough navigation to do, and we'll be glad to help them with it as well. But I would always suggest that you hire a professional to help you with that one.
Yeah.
There's a lot more involved in it. If you don't have the time to do do it. It's a lot more work, and also the fact, do you really want somebody knocking on your door every other day and calling your phone? You really don't want to do that.
Yeah,
We're doing
walking
it,
up,
but you
knocking
shouldn't.
on the window,
No,
looking through the
you really
windows
shouldn't.
at all
Yes,
times of
yes.
night, peeking through the windows, and it's.
So I would say negotiate the commission a little bit if you're for sale by owner, but please hire somebody.
Yeah, try. That's something else. You can open it up. You don't have to be 7%, 6% every time. That's the difference that you can. When you find a brokerage that's willing to work with you. So I want to thank Abe for coming in studio. Abe with Total Title Solutions. James Lascano, longtime partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, expert business broker consultant here in Tampa Bay. And on our all-star panel, we got 80 show partners now, and we can educate, entertain, and engage, help you win in any marketplace, make you more street smart. We're going to give you that helicopter view. Have a great show yesterday as well. We had Kevin Wild on the show from Florida Firearms Academy talking about self-defense. We got an awesome health team. Check out our YouTube videos for a lot of different information that we can help you with. And please go out there and consider making a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time, same time and place. Take care.